Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Code. Long time to see. It have been 11 days. I have make the last video. So in my tutorial, really some video about the so I will theory. I have to read some about the video about theory about the CIUD create, read, updates and delete in Spring Boot REST API. The next is the exception handling. And a little bit about the recursive if the relationship in the database. Here is validation. So Spring Data API and pagination and sorting. With variable and the upgrade. So I have provide for you. I think these are enough. The information, the enough knowledge for you can get the job, can do about the Spring Boot REST API. So here is a Spring Boot REST API, and I am going to create a plan about the Spring Boot REST API and Spring Security. So I have a small video about the Spring Boot REST API here about the export to Excel export and import to Excel. And one more thing, here is the best practice in Spring Boot. Best practice. So some here is some best practice about the nodes. I think here is a node and useful nodes. When working with the Spring Boot REST API. And here I have going to plan about the Spring Security. And Spring Security I have really after I have finished after finishing the Spring Boot REST API and about the basic, about the advanced, and about the Spring Security had basic and advanced. So I think so now I think it is helpful for you. So now I will do about some best practice and some note for you can get more expression and get the more impression about the human resource and about the interviewer. So now let's start. I will create a new entity to do for it. First, I have created the entity user. The user has long ID, private string, first name, private string, private string last name, private string username, private string password, so email, private string password, private string phone number, private date, start date, start time, private days and time, private days created date, private days last modified days. So here is a date, and so I think first name. So here is a entity in the table, and table define the table name is user, and as the long box is data own argument constructor, no argument constructor. Here is the ID. Here is for the auto generate value, strategy, identity, and here is the phone. So you can see. So now I will create the DTO. The DTO is user DTO. Here is the data. The DTO also has some property like this, like the entity user. So now I will introduce you about a tip. Here you can custom the field name. So I will create later. Now in the repository, a new class, new interface is user repository extend from the API, repository user long ID, define repository. So create a service class, interface service is user service, have the method is by response, save user TTO. Here the method is save response and set user, and add user class to implement user service is user service implement from the user service, and implement methods as annotation service. And here if inject the dependency, here is a private final user repository, and the logbook require argument constructor for define the constructor injection. So here as the new the method is private user mapper DTO, user to entity, user DTO, and here the user, here return user, here user equal new user, and then we set field of user here. Says first name, user DTO, don't get first name. Says email, set password, user DTO, get password, set phone number, user dot says and time, user dot says start time, user DTO, yes start time, created date equal new date, user says last modified date equal new date. Yeah, and then at here we user equal to entity, user DTO, user save user equal user repository dot save user. Here at here we return by response equal new by response, return by response dot set data equal user save user by response dot set succeed equal true, by response dot set cost equal order dot http dot apg dot apg order http set cost http status cost dot okay dot okay here string dot value of here. Yes, the code is okay, and does get the so okay. So now in the user detail, so I will create a class user controller here, rest controller here, require element constructor, define the inject here, user service public response entity by response save user, and remove the request body here, user DTO, we return response entity dot okay, here is a user service dot save user DTO, and the method here is pass set and request mapping here the user And now I will in the user detail. I have show to you and introduce about the some tip. You can custom the so you can see that you can see size here in the body raw authorization. So you can see that if I define the property of field first name, last name, username, email, password, phone number, start date and start time. If you must I must provide the exactly field here, exactly field here, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 field. 1 2 3 5 6 7 8. First name, last name, username, name, email, password, phone number, start time. You can see that because here if I define here with the first name, last name, is name here, I must provide exactly the name is the postman, but you can custom by use the annotation JSON property. Custom here, first name, here is the first name, JSON property, here is the last name, some property, here username, JSON property, email, here for the password, here for the phones number, here for the start time, here for the end time. So here for the end time, I think you can see that if we provide here is the date for the date, and then we can use annotation JSON format pattern here is a year month day and hour and minutes and second. Here you can set the time zone like Asia here, so for the time zone you can set like Asia or Chí Minh, and here for the date and time I think we can by here JSON format pattern year month day hour minutes second, and the time zone you can choose like Asia Singapore, and here is from the body, and I will set here only the date, not time, and from the user here I will copy so from the detail to render again. I will set for the created days. Here you can see that here is a start time and time, and you can customize this. And created this last modify this. You can customize only get the millisecond, hour and minutes, so you can get the hour, minutes or second. But here with the time zone is the Asia Ho Chi Minh. So here is the from the here, and now I will run the project. So you can see here table user have been created and with the enough field. So now I will set the property, provide the first name, last name, username, email, password, phone number, start time and time. First name is cost, last name is sell cost, username is sell cost, the email is sell cost, gmail.com, password, phone number. Here is the example. And start time, you must provide the exactly date, here. So 2 seconds and 23. Here is the year, and the month is 10, and the 22 and 22 is the days, is the day. Now I will send the request. So you can see that if here from the user detail, if you user real time is date, you must add the JSON format for the string can auto convert to the date for you. But if you and you don't need the passing from the string to date, and like here is a string and convert from to date. After set to the database, you use the JSON format here, and you provide the date, and only set provide the exactly date, and the Spring Data API will tell it for you and can convert and save for you. Now I send a request. So you can see that I have created the new user first name, cost, last name. Here you can see here's the ID, first name, last name. Here is exactly field in the user, because I have set the data. Here is the user, not user detail, and you can see that here is you can see in the start time. Here I set property is the start time, end time, created date, last modified date. Here I have provide for the date time. Here is no error because the spring head auto convert to date for you, and start time, and created date with the uh, hour and minutes, last modified date with the hour, minutes and second. And now I will change the time zone. Change the time zone of user. Here is a time zone. Here is here is a Singapore and Jakarta. So Jakarta, I think here change the time zone, and I set the property of here JSON property. Here is a user ID. I will copy first name, last name, username, email, password. Here is a phone number, So now I will send it to you. I will present the project. You can see the different, you see the change. Now you can see that because I don't validate anything, and then I can send the request with the same data. So you can see that. So the time and time is the same because I have sent for the date, but I will change in the created date and last modify this here because Asia Jakarta is not here. You can see. So the data and Jakarta is. So I think I will change for the Asia, for the Europe, Zagreb here, and you can see change the second, and then change the time zone, and you can see now I will send the request to save the data. You can see that. So you can see that if I change the request for the created date here with the time zone in Europe, and the time now of Europe is 80 and 80 hour 33 minutes, and line for the here is a plus 7 hour, and you can see that here I can change the time zone and change the property field at the send after the send the data to client, and change the property, and from change property for the send request to server here. And one more best practice here, I think in the service you can here you can ask new private void validate user here. Change here is a user DTO is a method here. We mean I think here is by reform here, and so in the by reform here, and So in the based upon in the method here, we will validate the data of client after send the request and after save to the database. So you can see that I will validate for you. So user repository, I will based upon equal new based upon. So here is an example. You can create the new validation result class to check for the validation. So like based upon, so you can see based upon dot set succeed equal true, and so in the here we will get the user equal user repository dot find by I think we add new the method here, the user optional, so not wanted, not this, use the find by email, string email here, find by email the user DTO dot get email. So if object util dot emt user, and then based upon dot set succeed equal 4, and return based upon, and based upon dot set cost equal string dot value of http status dot get request here, and here we return the based upon, and in the code here, if after we validate here based upon dot succeed based upon equal true, and then we can process the here if the based upon is L, we can L based upon dot set, so I copy based upon don't set the data, and set succeed equal so here based upon validation result equal validate user DTO, and if validation result or is succeed, you will process to save the user L we will return the validation result now. Then you can try it by response return by response. So if the 4, we can 4 and by response dot set code equal validation dot get cost, and by response dot set succeed equal validation result dot get succeed dot succeed cost, and here set succeed and set cost. So now because I have created the more some more user with the same data, and then I will change here is a list. Here the list user here, and the user service list user, Also you can use object util or collection util. Yeah, it's the same, but I recommend to use the object util because the object util has the method empty for the collection. Yeah, collection.empty. And now I will send the request for you. Now I rerun the project. Now I will send a request for you. So say succeed equal validation by response here, because the if object util not empty, I have forgot to the sign here, and then I will rerun the project because the before the condition is object util or empty user before is wrong, is not empty. Now you can see here succeed equal 4 and code is 400 and best request. So here is the best practice for you can create anything and save anything or get or anything else. You can create the new response. Here is the base response, create the class base response, and any class or any API will return for the base response, for the base common response, and anyone must use the base response for the response common, and create the new validate result class to check to validate user after save. If the save we win, if the succeeds we win, save the data to the database or not we win. On the other hand, we will return the error. Here create a new class to validate in the new class, and here is a mapper here. So you can see that I will change the email here. Because I will check the email, and then I create it's successful. In the validate the user, you can process the many validation process like user not found, or user exists, or property, the property field, the value of field is empty or is null. You can check it, but you must process validate the value of request in the new class, in the other class, not in the in one method, not in one method. You create the new method to validate it, and then you check it, and then after that, if successful, you continue to save to the database. And here is some tip for you can get more knowledge. Also, we can get the high impression about the interviewer, or in the course, make you full, make beautiful. So from the start time and start date and date, for the date you can use the JSON format. For the time zone, or the pattern, you can return with the hour, the minute, the second, or you can return the full pattern. And you can use the JSON format to convert from the string to dates and not exception. And you can custom the property field return here. The phone number, you can change the phone number. Here is my phone here. It always true. I will sell course 1. You can see that here. from the in the user. I will return the project because I know the rerun. My phone, my password, my email, change anything you want, my username, something like that. So I will run the project for you can see. Here I change cell code 3. You can see here, you can see the field name return. He had changed my username, my email, my password, and you can hide the original productive field. So thank you. Here is thank you for watching, and here is some tips, some note of my experience in working in job, and I hope it can helpful for you, and you can use in the my course, in the job course, the work. So thank you for watching, and if you have any problem, you have any error, you can comment, and I will support to you. And thank you very much, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.